Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now, in this video, we're going to just have an update. It's not really an update, just spoiler alert. Jack and Lily have not been found. It's not an update, unfortunately, in that sense. But I haven't talked about Jack and Lilly Sullivan for a while. These are the two children who went missing from their home in Nova Scotia, in Canada, and nothing has been found, or has it? I mean, there is talk about a child's boot print that was found. There's also, you'll see in this video, we're about to see something being said about maybe Lily's blanket. Part of Lily's blanket was found, but the police are not commenting on it. You know, the police are still playing their cards very close to their chest. So we're going to look at two short news videos. One is just a general sort of update, if you like, about the case. And the other thing we have to remember, of course, is because Lily and Jack's stepfather has come under a lot of scrutiny, as they do. And he has passed a lie detector test. That was some news that did come out. So we'll be talking at that. And then the other thing, in the other news item that we're going to be looking at, Jack and Lily's grandmother, the mother of their biological father, who we haven't really seen anything about, have we? She gave an interview. And so we're going to have a look at that. And it's quite sad because you can see she holds out no hope whatsoever that these two children are going to be found alive and well, which is very sad. So let's have a look at the first one. So they're both from the same, this is like the who is it? What's it called? The CBC News. And CBC Radio Canada is a Canadian public broadcast service, according to Wikipedia. So I don't know, they may pick me up here for copyright. I have no idea because I don't think I've ever used them before. But a lot of times news outlets don't pick you up for copyright because they want the news to be spread. But we'll see what happens. Let's have a look.
Getting some search teams going to the Gairloch location.
Radio chatter, search crews and first responders mobilizing in a quest no one dreamed would take this long.
I mean, look at the area, that they're searching. Again, these areas are so difficult. These children, they're tiny. They're just little, is it 4 and 6 or something like that, the ages. So, they're going to be, if they are there anywhere in this terrain, you literally could walk past them a million times, couldn't you?
Just make sure Mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
A home deep in rural Nova Scotia, 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax, the last known location.
A lot of area to cover. We're out in the sticks here.
See, look at this. So you've got the home there. Look at that. And you've got, of course, a road here. That's quite scary, isn't it? Because, of course, the other possibility, unfortunately, is where Jack and Lily, because what seems to have happened is you will hear them talking about what happened. They apparently were playing outside. But look at this road right here. Be very easy for somebody to pick them up and they'd be gone, wouldn't they? There's no CCTV, I would imagine.
Not one, but two missing children. A dog that barks at everything, a mother who left on the second day, a father who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, and a stepfather trying to piece things together.
Yeah, so the stepfather seems to have talked more than the mother. So Jack and Lily's mum, biological mum, she left on the second day. That's strange as well, isn't it? You know, to leave so quickly. I mean, in the end, once the police had, maybe if they'd been searched for a month, maybe the police had said, look, you know, we don't think they're here, or we're not going to find them, but she left on the second day with her baby. She has a baby with the stepfather. And she left and took the baby, and she's cut off from this guy, apparently. So, of course, there's a lot of... has he got a love bite on his neck? I mean, tell me what you think. That looks to me like he's got a love bite on his neck, this guy. Or is it a birthmark? What do any of you think about that? How has he got a love bite on his neck if his partner has gone? Anyway, let's carry on.
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that
Shadow.
everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanting to know, like, what happened.
The mystery of what happened to 6-year-old Lilly Mae Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother.
6 and 4. Poor little things. Well, they're somewhere, but, you know, doesn't seem very likely maybe that they are still alive. But, you know, where are they then?
Jack William James Sullivan is indeed gripping the country and beyond. It is Friday, May 2nd. Martel and his partner, Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, are having a lazy morning with their baby. Lily and Jack are in the kitchen alone.
And on this photo, he's got like a scar here, hasn't he? And Malaya looks very young. I'm not sure exactly how old she is. She looks extremely young, doesn't she? Yeah.
Malaya and the baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack.
The time, no one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m. when they got a 911 call.
So around 10 a.m. Some people are saying maybe there was a party the night before, there was people in the house. I don't think we know. You know, there's a lot of rumours flying around. You know, were the drugs involved? Is that why these children weren't noticed when they wandered off? And, you know, maybe they did wander off. Maybe they were taken by a wild animal, because wild animals quite often will take, you know, they take their prey to caves, don't they, and things. I mean, I don't know what the situation is there for wild animals. Some people would say, oh, there'd definitely be something left behind, some clothes, some, you know, a shoe or something like that. But there isn't always. It has happened where people have been found in caves, or the skeletal remains of people have been found. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying, is it one possibility? If we exclude that these parents did anything to them, and apparently this guy, he has passed his lie detector test. I don't know about Malaya, if she's even had one.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
For 6 days, crews tackled an exhaustive search. The children's mother took the baby to be with her family in another part of the province. Her mother told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters.
Now, that's fair enough, don't speak with news reporters. But, you know, I think if I was the mother of those children, I don't think on the second day I would be taking my baby away. You'd want to be there when these children were found. Well, I'd be out there searching the woods. even if you took the baby, maybe took the baby to your parents and say, look, can you look after the baby while I get back there and search for Jack and Lily? Seems odd to me that she left so quickly, without looking for them.
The RCMP says it just advised everyone to be mindful of the information they share publicly. On May 7th, police scaled back the search.
The probability of survival is taken into consideration.
But search crews returned for 2 more weekends until the end of May, searching wells, mine shafts, and septic systems, even flying a drone beneath the home.
The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the radio chat.
Yeah, so this is very important. So I'd heard this about the boot print. So was Jack wandering around somewhere there in those woods? I mean, it's possible that they did just wander off and they're hiding. They're probably not alive now, but they hid somewhere, or maybe they got stuck somewhere. I don't think that's, totally beyond the realms of understanding. But listen to this.
Chatter.
Families brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a piece of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martel says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print. He says,
so a piece of Lily's blanket near the boot print. So we've got a boot print, supposedly, and a piece of Lily's blanket.
Both children may have undiagnosed autism.
For a lot of people, this story just sounds odd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. And I see it every day online.
He's keenly aware the public suspects him, says the police did too at the start.
Of course. The stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
So he offered to take a polygraph test.
I was extremely nervous. Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lily and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you?
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you find out the result?
God, if only you could read people's minds. I'm looking at this guy, I'm getting nothing really. I can't say that I'm getting a feeling that he's lying, but there's a couple of little smirks. We'll see in a minute that, is it dupe in delight? He seems like delighted that he passed this lie detector test. But of course he will be delighted because, he knows everybody thinks he's got something to do with it. If he's seeing all that hate online, so no wonder he's happy that he passed it.
Of your test.
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
You did a good job, you passed. See how he smiles here, watch this. Real big smile as well.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job,
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah, that's a big smile, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't mean anything, I'm just saying. And the other thing is, have another look at, is that a love bite on his neck?
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
Yeah. See, that's difficult because, of course, he'd be happy that he passed. But there's something, is that dupe in delight? You did a good job, you passed, big smirk. Now, I don't know if he had anything to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance or not. Sometimes you think that if people, this is a bit like the Summer Wells case or the Sebastian Rogers case, or the Spider-Man, the little boy in the Spider-Man pajamas case, you'd think they would come up with a better reason that they disappeared, isn't it? What I'm saying is, if they were guilty, would they not say, oh, we heard a car go past, or something like that, but it seems just, would they come up with a better reason for Jack and Lily disappearing? I mean, he's very happy there, though, isn't he? Like, but he would be. But is it a dupe in delight sort of happiness, or a natural happiness that is past the test?
Hi, Kayla. How you doing?
The RCMP's Corporal Guillaume Tremblay is not an investigating officer, but he speaks for the force in Nova Scotia.
You know, it's quite rare that in my career I've never seen two missing children go at the same time.
Was anything found in any of these searches that was deemed to be of significance? Even if you can't tell me what it was, anything of significance?
So I can tell you that the investigation's ongoing and that we haven't found any evidence to show that there was an abduction of the children.
So you don't think they were...
So they found no evidence that there was an abduction of the children? Suppose if there'd been a car had taken them away, would there be tyre tracks, you know, that kind of thing? Is that what he means?
Abducted, but you can't find them. How do two young children just vanish?
That's a great question, Kayla, and we are asking for the public for tips and information.
He says the force has received close to 500 tips, some that have taken them elsewhere in the country. But the only confirmed sighting of Jack and Lily was the day before they disappeared in Nova Scotia. Martel says the children were seen on camera with the whole family. Still, police are asking for trail camera footage in the area dating back 5 days. They say they're trying to establish a timeline in the lead up to the disappearance.
So are trail cameras. So surely if Jack and Lily, you know, wandered off into the woods, there should be something.
So when teams are tasked, they get a bearing.
Crews have searched around 8.5 square kilometers.
Coming up through all of this stuff.
Amy Hansen has been the search manager for most of that. She's taking us into the woods to show us what her team has been dealing with.
The vast majority of it was probably from Fiona.
Downed trees from post-tropical storm Fiona 3 years ago.
This is
When she says Fiona, she means that tropical storm. So, you know, what if those kids, if they got scared or they got cold and they hid under one of these type of things? I mean, it's an almost impossible task, isn't it?
This is actually fairly mild compared to some of the areas.
Over a total of 10 days, they searched for 12,000 hours.
It's pretty much unheard of in this province. It's the biggest search I've been involved in.
And she's been at this 22 years.
God.
Do you think those kids are in the woods?
From everything I've seen, yes.
Why can't you find them?
They're small, they'd be hiding. They would have crawled underneath something probably when they got tired. They could have gone further than what we searched. There's all kinds of scenarios, unfortunately.
So that's interesting, isn't it, what she says, that she thinks that they probably are there. Gosh.
And that's playing heavily on the mind of this woman, Lily and Jack's paternal grandmother.
Their smiles are just beautiful.
She hadn't seen the children in nearly 2 years, a relationship left complicated after her son, their biological father, chose to stay out of their lives. She says he has been questioned by police 3 times.
So that's very sad, isn't it? The biological father, her son, chose to stay out of their lives. So, and she hadn't seen them for 2 years, so I presume the father hadn't seen them either. So he hadn't seen Jack since he was only 2 years old, and he hadn't seen Lily since she was 4. Very strange that he would just give up like that and say he wasn't bothered about seeing them.
A couple of days ago, they had contact and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore, that everything was fine.
She says she joined the search herself as soon as she heard Lily and Jack were missing.
So, yeah, he would have been a suspect, wouldn't he, right, in the early days? So she's saying, I mean, we haven't had the official confirmation, but she's saying that the police have told him they're not looking at him anymore.
Doesn't believe the children are in the woods.
There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not.
The brush is just too thick.
It is way too thick. way too thick.
Tonight is about saying a prayer.
She attended a vigil in Pictou County marking 1 month since the children went missing and says she feels the support of the community and beyond.
Well, these are everybody's grandchildren. They're not just mine now.
Oh.
As she clings to cherished keepsakes,
This is Lily's handprint.
she is pleading for any information that could provide answers.
And it's true what they say, what she just said, you know, they're not just my grandchildren now, they're everyone's grandchildren, because people, not only in Canada, but everywhere, have become, again, this is one of those cases that has invested everybody's attention. Very strange for 2 children to disappear just like that, literally disappear into thin air. Where are they? And I think initially people were very interested in this case. They thought they were going to get found.
There is nothing more pure and innocent than a 6 and a 4-year-old. And they deserve so much better than what they got.
She keeps her mind occupied spending time in the garden, surrounded by hummingbirds. Symbols of hope, though she admits now that so much time has passed, she doesn't have much hope the children will be found alive, and even worries the mystery of what happened to them may never be solved.
Right, now we're going to look at another one. Similar. Well, we're going to look at the actual full interview with the grandmother. Let me
My heart tells me these babies are gone. My heart tells me that. I am the grandmother of Lily and Jack. I am the grandmother on the biological father's side. My son is Cody Sullivan. He's not in jail. He's never been out west. He does not have a criminal record. And right now he's living with me. He has been for 9 months.
How did you find out that Lily and Jack?
Yeah, so there was a lot of bad things said about the biological father. She's saying he hasn't got a criminal record, he's not in prison, he's living with her. But I haven't actually seen him be interviewed. I don't know if any of you have.
We're missing.
The mum of my grandson called me. We were in town. She asked if I heard the news. She sent me the article that was on Facebook showing the kids missing. I couldn't call Malay yet, so I waited till we got home. And I called, well, I didn't call her, I texted her. And she told me that, yes, that the kids were missing, that they've been missing since this morning. I was in a state of panic, shock.
So I just looked it up, and according to Google, you know, Mr. Google, it says that he is awaiting a court date. He's not in prison, he's awaiting a court date for October 25, but it doesn't actually say what he done, what he did, what his court date is about. Do I can see a photo of him? I can't see a photo of him anywhere. Yeah, most of the media attention has all been on the stepfather, hasn't it? It's all been on the stepfather. Okay. Anyway, let's hear this grandma talking.
But in the back of my mind, I kept saying, well, they'll find them. I mean, I'm assuming that they'd find them. So I told her, well, we'll head out first thing in the morning and help with the search. It was around between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. couple of cop cars pull into the driveway. The lights wake me up that I'm a fairly light sleeper, so I see the cars pull in, so I knew what it was. So they come inside. They only stood in the kitchen. They wanted me to wake Cody up, and they wanted to know when was the last time he had seen the kids, and that they were just making sure that the kids weren't here. And then they left. So we showed up Saturday morning, me and my sister, and we met up with my dog.
It's ironic, really, isn't it? So she hadn't seen the children for 2 years. She's gone to help search, but their own mother went. Seems odd, that, doesn't it? Left on the second day. Just feel, you know, I can't imagine as a mother that you would leave so quickly. I know she's got a baby to think of, but, you know, the baby could be looked after by somebody else. I suppose, you know, if two of your children had disappeared. You know, she's not like the McCannses. She still left the children in the guarderia in the nursery. But surely, you know, I just can't believe you would go away from there on the second day of searching. Odd.
And we started, well, I asked Malaya, I said, Malaya, I said, you know your kids. Nobody knows their kids like their mom. Where do your kids normally go to play out in the yard? What direction do they usually like to explore? And she said, well, they always play up in the little woods right on the side. I said, well, okay. I said, we'll start from that point and we'll work our way out. We had spoken to a search and rescue, and we weren't allowed on the other side because that's where they were searching at the time. So we just started combing through the woods up through there. We were gone for a couple of hours. I'm yelling for Lily and Jack. We always called Jack Jackie Boy. Oh. And yeah, that went on for a few hours, but those woods, I started to feel that I can't see them being in the woods. There's trees everywhere. You literally have to climb over trees, climb under bushes. It is really, really thick. We come back out and I went in to see Malaya again. I assumed she was in shock. She was very non-emotional, very just flat, monotone. But Malaya's very soft-spoken anyway, that she's not usually excitable. I thought that's made her a really great mom. She was an excellent mom.
She was an excellent mom. That's, you know, the grandmother, the paternal grandmother saying that. You know, normally when couples get estranged like that, the grandma or, you know, the father's mum, you know, can be quite sort of nasty about the partner, can't they? But she speaks very highly of Malaya.
She never raised her voice at the kids. That it was always, now Lily, what did Mommy say? And I used to think, now if anybody's meant to be a mom, it was her.
Oh.
A part of me still feels that.
Why only a part of you still feels that? What do you mean?
After seeing the place, seeing the condition of the home, it was like the total opposite.
Yeah, now that's interesting, isn't it? She's noticed the difference in the way Malaya kept the home, or not only Malaya, but her and her partner. You know, she's noticed that difference.
Opposite of what I knew of Malaya. She was always clean, very clean about herself, about the kids, about her home. This home looked more like a camp. Now, I don't know if it's from all the people that were there, because I didn't show up till the day after. But it was very unkempt. I was pretty surprised.
That's interesting, isn't it? So, you know, there has been rumours about drugs and things. Is that why, you know, if Malaya got involved in drugs and then, you know, you lose people who are taking drugs, the drugs become more important than cleaning the house, don't they? I mean, it is a state, isn't it, that place? Reminds me a bit of Summer Wells's home, doesn't, you know, that. It's very similar, isn't it? You know, a place out in the woods, making it difficult to search because of the terrain, etc. It's a similar thing. And then, a house, no offence to Candace and Don, but, at the end of the day, the place was unkempt. And this place looks very similar, but it's interesting to hear the grandma saying that was unusual. That surprised her, because from what she knew of Malaya, she was clean.
I love you.
Oh.
Lily is, she was my little dream girl, that the first granddaughter. And I love that she had the brown hair and she had a space between her teeth, which I had when I was a kid. So yeah, she was our little princess. Jack was such a sober, serious little baby that he didn't like to smile. You could tickle him and he would look at you ever so serious, like he was really studying you.
And so how long were your son and Malaya together?
3.5 years, I think it was, yeah. I thought they were the picture-perfect family. Then Malaya started to tell me that they were having problems and she wasn't happy. She told me that she wasn't happy and she thinks she's going to leave. And I told her that we supported whatever she decides, that one good parent is way better than two broken ones.
And then how did that change?
That's so interesting. It's so unusual, that, isn't it, for a grandma on the paternal side, to support the mother, because she could easily have turned around and said, "What do you mean you're going to leave my son? Well, we're going to have the kids, blah, de, blah, de, blah." But she sounds very supportive of Malaya.
Your relationship with Lily and Jack?
I thought it was going to change, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't change. Malaya, she was a sweetheart. Anytime we wanted to see the kids, she'd come by for a visit. She'd bring them by all the time. It was actually really, really good.
So when was the last time you saw the children?
1.5 years, almost, really. It's about 1 year and 9 months.
How did you deal with that?
Really, to be honest, maybe I didn't deal good enough with it. I looked at the fact that when her and my son separated, my son walked away. He chose to walk away, that she wanted sole custody of the kids. So she petitioned the courts for sole custody, and when she did that, he said he was done.
Were you ever formally questioned?
Yes.
So then it's about a month after Lily and Jack are last seen that they come in formally questioned.
Not many parents just walk away like that, is there? Anyway, now she's going on to say that she was questioned as well.
Virginia.
So it's about 3 weeks. They questioned Cody for 1.5 hours in the vehicle, and then they questioned me for 2 hours in the vehicle.
How did that feel to you?
I didn't mind. I mean, to me, I expected, I'm the grandmother, so it wasn't a surprise to me. I'm assuming the sooner they do all that, I wish they would have done it sooner, that the sooner they can move on.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a problem. My son was a little upset about it. He said they made him feel like he did something wrong, and he said he hadn't seen the kids in 3 years. So he was a little upset about it, that he said that they really...
That's strange, isn't it? Because she said she hadn't seen the children for nearly 2 years, but she says that he, her son, the father, he hadn't seen them for 3 years. I wonder why they split, what the problems were. It's a shame, isn't it? When young couples split up like that, I think people give up too quickly these days, don't they? Says me, I'm not very good at things like that. But I do think it's true. When I think about my parents' generation, they stuck together. It wasn't that they didn't have any problems. I mean, my parents, I know they had problems in their marriage, but they came through it. And they stuck together till the end. And I think that's what people did then. They worked through things. Now I think it's just like, I've had enough of that, I'm getting a divorce. It's like nothing. People don't work at things anymore.
Come at him hard. They wanted to know what her favorite color was. And he said, they were babies when I seen them last. He said, she was just learning what she wanted to figure out to eat. I don't know what her color is.
So yeah, he was pretty upset.
Have they ever talked to him again since then?
A couple of days ago, they had contact and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore, that everything was fine.
And have they ever given you any information?
No, it's always the same thing.
Which is what?
They've got everybody on it. They are looking at all avenues. They can't divulge any information that could compromise their investigation. It's the exact same words.
Sounds like exactly what they say in the Sebastian Rogers case, doesn't it? And Summer Wells. It's the stock answers.
Why are you so sure they're not in the woods?
I have children. I have grandchildren. And I see what kids are like through the woods. There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not. I think somebody hurt these kids.
Gosh.
I think somebody hurt them.
You don't sound very hopeful.
No. Our last day searching on Monday and seeing the woods and seeing the searchers and everybody everywhere. There's no way those kids are in the woods. There is nothing more pure and innocent than a 6 and a 4-year-old.
So if they're not in the woods,
And
then
they
where are
deserve
they?
so much better than what they got.
So there we are. So yeah, not an update, but it's interesting, isn't it, to hear from the grandma, hear the grandma talking. So we'll see whether it will. Let me know what you think in comments. What do you think has happened to Lily and Jack? Do you think they're in the woods somewhere? Or do you think somebody's taken them away? Maybe a stranger, on that road, taken them away, or one of the people that were at the house? Or do you think the parents may have done something to them? Or the parents know more than they're letting on? But now we know that the stepfather has taken a lie detector test and passed. Which, of course, is what's happened in the Sebastian Rogers case, hasn't it? Katie, Chris, Seth, they've all taken lie detector tests and passed. And as so did Candace and Don in the Summer Wells case. Does that mean anything at all? That this guy has passed the lie detector test. I don't know if the mother has taken one too. So yeah, what if this, is it going to turn into Summer Wells? Sebastian Rogers has been over a year. The Summer Wells case has been 2 years, 3 years? It's just past sort of the anniversary of when Summer disappeared. Is this going the same way? Oh, I'm just looking at this. No, it looks like it's got that mark. That must be a birthmark maybe he's got there on his neck, because he looks like he's on this picture. It looks like the same thing. So surely it's not a love bite. Maybe it's like a birthmark or a flaw on his skin. So yeah, I just wanted to bring it all up again because I don't want Jack and Lily to be forgotten. All we can do is hope, pray, light candles. It looks increasingly, unlikely that these two little angels are going to be found alive anyway. Unless somebody has taken them away somewhere and they are safe and well somewhere, possibly, hopefully. It's all we can hope for, isn't it? Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about Lily and Jack. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you.